if you're any kind of motorsports enthusiast, this is the place to go to. It's out here by Cochise, Arizona. I think it's the bigger airport, but being able to land out here is phenomenal. That landing was really, yeah, it was a little squirrely and sporty. We had a little bit of a tailwind coming in on runway 8. So again, touchdown, didn't feel right, jammed the throttle in, let's go around, do it again. Took a look at the windsock, it was a little bit of a tailwind, so we came out, did like a little teardrop. Actually, we did a 270 to enter down base, and then land on runway 26. So that's what we did, and we're just waiting. One other airplane just landed, and they're going to be coming in, signing in, and then we're going to be doing this. But for now, I'm going to get down on this and check this out. That's pretty cool. They've got a bunch of airplanes out there. It's a 104, an A4, F-86, I think that is. MiG. Got the Aardvark, the Corsair. I hear somebody rolling around the track. This place is, my goodness. This place is awesome. We gotta go see what that is. That sounded really, really fast, so we definitely gotta check that out. That's pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah, these are not too old.
So cool. All right, guys, this is cool. Somebody, you're allowed to build a house here, so they're selling lots. This is the view that you would get. Amazing. So this is one house. Downstairs is a humongous garage that you can just drive out from here and access the track. Eventually, once they get that built out, but oh, very cool.
Nice and new.
All right, so if you guys come down here, you guys want to rent a casita, if you're part of the membership, you can rent some of these casitas. All right, here's some of the bedrooms. Pretty nice. Little patio. You're able to head out, watch the guys race around the track. Bathroom here. And this was the 2-bedroom casita. And with your own bathroom in there. Yeah, it's also got a living room out there with a little kitchenette. Really cool. They said $200 a night while you're out here. So come out here, do some racing. It's in a real nice casita. Again, I said it before, this is a racer's heaven out here. These are all garages that you can rent out.
That's a full race team, the global racing group. That's an F4 and F3 racing group. There's full-on race cars, just like the ones we saw on track today, just like that.
All right, these are one of the garages that you can rent while you're out here. Really cool. So you just keep all your stuff. Obviously, this guy's a motorcycle guy. He has all his gear in here. Little table, pad, microwave, places to sit. That is really cool. But anyways, yeah, you can rent these and keep all your gear here. Just come in, rage around the track, and there you go. What? Check this out. They got a shooting range here. Isn't that cool? Just a full up range of shooting all the way out. Looks like that's 100 yards out there, but up the hill. So out here, get in the shade, do a little bit of shooting. Those guys are going faster. That was even faster. All right, we're gonna be in the little stage here, watching these guys race around the track. They are moving. So we got all the flags here. What do you think, Kel?
Hi everybody, it was an awesome day. Thank you, Ern. Awesome day.
This is fun. Got our airplanes parked off over there. As you can see, a nice dust storm behind our airplanes in the dry lake bed. And we'll deal with that later. We're gonna have fun now.
You know, these guys are out here having a blast every single day.
How would you like to be an instructor out here?
Yeah, it'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty fun.
We did this yesterday, right?
Uh-huh.
It turns out, it just seems like whoever's in the silver car
Yeah.
it just rotates and does things a lot. It has not near as much time on this one, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, let's do it.
Ernie Meeks.
Dude, that was amazing. What do you think?
That was awesome. So fun. I gotta give me one.
This is fresh from
With
from
messy
the
hair.
drive.
This is
Fresh.
helmet hair.
Helmet hair. All right, what do you guys think? Yeah.
It was awesome.
Incredible day.
Highly
Once in a
recommend.
lifetime deal.
Yeah.
I recommend trying to get out here and get a day at the track.
Absolutely. You'll have a blast.
How hard were you gripping that window
I had about
there?
10,000 pounds of pressure on that. I'm surprised that door handle survived.
I might go as a roller coaster like Disney.
I saw him go
"Oh
by. I saw him get out. He was just gripping.
It was incredible though. It doesn't get any more fun than that.
No, that was super awesome. This
A extreme new appreciation
For real.
for drivers.
yes.
I mean, because those guys handle those cars like it's nothing. Like we're driving down to the store. That's how they're driving the car as far as relaxation.
Yeah.
But they're holding the steering wheel with 4 fingers and just look extremely relaxed. And we're doing a corner at 80 miles an hour. Just incredible.
Amazing. Those guys are amazing drivers, and the car Porsche was amazing too. I mean, it just handled it like crazy. So really quick, really fun. I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little nervous in some of those turns and some of those corners, but my goodness, yeah. But it was great. Wonderful time. These guys here do it right. You can even fly in, which makes it even that much better. So
If you're not scaring yourself just a little bit, you're not doing it right.
just a little bit, right? All right, we're gonna go grab some food because I'm starving, and then we're gonna eventually make our way back home. So.
All right, guys, we got it back up. You guys got a good view of the takeoff and a good view of the climb out. But we were actually talking a little bit, and I forgot to plug in the camera. So sorry, I'm an amateur. To highlight everything, we do have Todd in the back. Todd put together this entire Indy race experience. So thank you, Todd. Todd's the man.
My pleasure.
I was trying to get us to do some fly-in somewhere, and Todd picked this one, so he nailed it out of the park. It was just a phenomenal time. But we are about 20 minutes away from landing. I did want to get in a couple more questions since we have obviously a bunch of interviewers on here. One of the biggest questions that we get is whether or not we need a 4-year degree to come to, say, a major airline. It's a very popular question, and we'll kind of give our anecdotal answer from what we've seen. throughout the years. Obviously, this is not, hard in stone, but this is kind of what we've seen. So we'll start with Hutch. Hutch, 4-year degree, yes or no?
So technically, it is not a requirement. However, I and most of the other team members typically recommend and highly encourage people to go get that 4-year degree, because that is what will make you much more competitive. When you walk into your interview day and you have a good interview and somebody else has a good interview, but they have their degree and you don't, it definitely separates you from the crowd. And so we just highly recommend that you get that degree. But I would not leave anything to chance. Getting that 4-year degree is perfectly within your control. So I would recommend night school, online classes, do whatever you got to do to get that done, just to give yourself every possible chance to highlight yourself in that interview. So that's my recommendation is, yes, get that degree.
And even, I'll just go a step further, even to get the interview will be difficult without a 4-year degree that I've found. I had a friend of mine who was a check airman, was a director of operations, did not have a 4-year degree, didn't even have a 2-year degree, and was very difficult for him to get an interview here. He eventually got his 2-year degree out of the way and was in the process of pursuing his 4-year degree when they called. Again, he had tons of time. Total time wasn't his problem. PIC time wasn't his problem, but the lack of a degree hurt him very badly. But when he got his 2-year degree, I think that combined with everything else helped him out. And we've talked about this before. I always use the football analogy, the combine, right? You're racked and stacked up against all the other pilots out there. So it is competitive. If you are competing, you want to present the best possible package, in our case, for your interview. And I think part of that, my personal opinion, this is what I would tell my daughter, is get your 4-year degree. Would you agree, Kel?
I would 1,000% agree. I would say that the folks without degrees that we have had the pleasure to meet, maybe via job fair, they ask the same question: why can't I get hired at a major? And they're at their corporate position, corporate pilot job, where they're at the regionals, and it's for every reason these guys just mentioned. Because sometimes we have job fairs, there's 400 people in a room, and I'll come across a few guys without a degree, and they'll ask that question, and I'll say, how much college credits do you have? Well, I don't really have much. And I will encourage them to get the 4-year degree, because I'll say, look in this room. All 400 of you have similar hours, have similar experience. But there's few things that will set you apart from one another, whether it be check airman, type of airplanes you've flown, the amount of hours you have. But that degree is worth a lot, so I would highly recommend you get the degree.
That's a good point.
They made it fairly easy from when we went to school, right? There wasn't online school when
true.
The folks in this airplane were getting our college education. So if you have the opportunity, one way or another, I would make it happen. The more you can put on your resume, the more qualified you can make yourself, the more competitive you are. So that's basically what it comes down to.
And I'll add one thing about the degree too, is it doesn't have to be engineering, it doesn't have to be aerospace related or flying related. It just needs to be a degree. So whatever you're interested in, I would say go get that done, because it's not that your degree has to have anything to do with aviation, but what it does say about you is that you took the time and were disciplined enough to get through 4 years of school or longer. And it's a character building time of your life to go through college, whether it's physically at school or online or a combination of the two. But it just does so that you have that determination and that willpower to accomplish that goal.
For sure. And I think that's really what it comes down to. I mean, is college necessarily that difficult? No. But does everybody that starts it finish it? No. And that's just like this career path. This is not an easy career path. You've got to want it. You've got to have passion for it. you've got to like it in order to succeed at it.
That's right.
And that's just one example of getting a degree, starting something and finishing it, and at least doing somewhat well at it in between. So that is all an indicator of maybe how you will be in the future. You know, are you a person who starts something and then quits halfway in? Well, we don't want to hire folks like that, right? But the degree is important. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
With someone with the goal of getting to the majors, obviously getting flight time is kind of the biggest key. What do you think the fastest way to get to a major airline job is? Would that be regional? Would that be corporate? Would that be military? What do you think?
I would rank them regional, military, corporate, based upon my experience from what I've seen during the interview process, from my experience going through the military, and my experience flying with regional pilots at currently the major airline that I work for. I would say being a regional pilot gets you there the quickest if that is your goal. In the military, I would say that you're much more well-rounded experience in aviation, seeing the entire world, flying great airplanes, working with a crew in some sorts, or flying a fighter. Either way, it builds leadership skills, but if we're just strictly looking at hours, I would put the corporate last on the list, because it truly depends on what corporation you're working for,
That's true.
how much they fly, where they go. Sometimes maybe they fly often, but they're not flying very far. I found from my experience flying with other corporate pilots, you know, they could be lucky to get 102 hours or 100 or 200 hours a year. I'm sure there's some with more, some with less, but that's overall the gist of my experience of flying with each of those categories of pilots.
All right. Hutch?
Yeah, I would agree with Kelly's ranking of that as well. One thing I guess I would add is just that when you look at your different options, it's really going to depend on your lifestyle. If you have a family, there are pros and cons to each one of those routes. And as an example, one of the pros to being in the military are you get a lot of leadership opportunities. You get to see and travel around the world, and you get medical and dental benefits that are pretty good for your family, potentially a retirement depending on how long you're going to stay in, and you get job stability. Whereas with maybe a corporate situation or even a regional, you could get furloughed, an owner could sell an airplane, and you could be out of a job. In the military, you're more or less guaranteed that paycheck every 2 weeks or every month. So there is stability, which makes the military path a nice option, but it is going to take a little bit longer. It just depends on what it is you want to do. And as other people have mentioned before, really the key if you're going to go the military route is it's got to be because you want to serve your country. So that really should be the number one reason for going the military route. But it is a great route to go. But I would say whatever you choose, just to be passionate about it and always have a good attitude.
Yeah, good. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys took a little bit of knowledge away from these two knuckleheads that I've had the pleasure of serving with for so long. But it really does come down, like Hutch said before, to attitude. Attitude sets the tone. It's everything. You can absorb a lot of ups and a lot of downs with a great attitude. So,
For sure.
all right. Well, we're going to get ready for this landing. I am running out of battery power again. These are the last two batteries that I got. So we're going to make sure you guys get views of the landing. And then we're going to drop Hutch and Kelly off. And then Todd and I are going to fly back to Scottsdale and call it a day. All right, guys. All right. Everything's on 500.
61 Romeo, fly straight out. Runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, straight out. Cherokee 61 Romeo.
The tower information, Mike's now current wind 30012, gust 19er, altimeter 2976.
Gusty, huh?
Gusty.
Okay, dokie. Big prop just slows us down really quick. That's awesome.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh my God.
Look at this
Show
off. Nice.
Always from the peanut gallery. I skipped it, man.
It felt pretty smooth to me.
That felt like butter.
There's 1 Foxtrot, Mike. Continue down the runway, turn right at Lima, then hold short runway 22 right this frequency.
All right, Lima, hold short 22 right with you. South or Cirrus 1 Foxtrot, Mike.
You're almost southwest.
Frequency change approved.
All right, fuel mixture. Flaps are up, lights are off, pitot heat is off. We didn't use the ice. All right, everybody, welcome aboard. We got Todd in the seat now. So we just dropped off Hutch and Kelly at Chandler. We're going to give Todd a lift over to Scottsdale, and that's going to be it, a full day of racing and running around the track and seeing how awesome Indy Raceway was. So
very awesome.
Very, very cool. We just picked up Information Quebec over there at Scottsdale. We were just about 5 minutes away, 12 miles out. So we're going to be giving them a call here in just a minute. Scottsdale Tower, Cirrus 5-1, Foxtrot Mike, 10 miles to southeast, inbound, full stop with Quebec.
Cirrus 5-1, Foxtrot Mike, Scottsdale Tower, make left traffic, runway 21.
Left traffic 21, Cirrus 5-1, Foxtrot Mike.
59 Charlie, point Lima.
So I forgot to mention, Todd has a Generation 5 Cirrus SR22 Turbo.
Yep. Very different.
Very different.
To me.
Yeah. The avionics a little bit more different. The difference between your perspective.
Yeah, it's. I think to the untrained eye, it looks exactly the same. There's just lots of different subtleties and things like that.
I agree with that.
Things that you have, like visual approaches at airports that don't have IFR approaches, you can run on here. This is a lot faster.
That's true. Yeah.
It's actually QWERTY instead of alphabetical, so it's easier to type on here. There's a lot.
City with you off-site parking?
Different.
And there's lights your passengers can turn on.
That's true.
That's worth a few $100,000.
Yeah, that's true. For such a short flight, we didn't really climb up very high. We'll just go to the before landing check.
Tower.
Belt harnesses are on. Fuel pump's still on boost. Make sure we're going to go full rich, and then we'll go full flaps. Autopilot. So we'll hold on those.
Line up and wait, runway 21 to the
Alright,
Alpha.
Autopilot's coming off. If I turn it off there, it doesn't turn off my yaw damper. But if I hit the red button, it turns off everything. And then the yaw damper eventually comes back on. The yaw damper in the Gen 6 is cool that it comes on at 300 feet.
Yep.
I don't like it on approach because I like to input some rudder at around 500 feet.
I'm with you on that. I like getting
runway 21 clear for takeoff to Lima Alpha.
My centerline control and everything.
Short approach.
A-firm, Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike.
Cirrus 1 Foxtrot, make short approach, runway 21 clear to land.
Short approach 2-1, clear to land, Cirrus 5-1 Foxtrot Mike.
I'm 7 Tango Mike for now, we'll call the base, just going to bring you out a little bit further.
Okay, I'll wait for you for the base, 7 Tango Mike.
Alright, full mixture.
Aviator 5-2, fly open, I'll call the crosswind.
You got the crosswind, Aviator.
And we'll turn a short approach, make these guys happy.
These are fun.
Altitude.
Alright, we are landing.
I'm 7 Tango Mike, turn base, runway 21 clear to land.
21 clear to land. 47 Tango Mike.
Full flaps.
500.
And with that prop, it just, man, you pull the throttle back, it's...
Speed brakes.
Speed brake. Just floats down like a falling leaf.
Cessna 2 Lima Alpha, you can start your right turn northbound. The Cessna ahead of you is extending.
Right turn northbound to Lima Alpha.
Wind 220 at 10, gust 17.
Beautiful.
Right, flaps go up.
Aviator 5-2, right close traffic.
I bring the flaps up just to get more braking authority on there. And just pull back on the stick and tends to slow down pretty good.
Nice work, Big Ern.
Set the tower, yep.
We're up.
Airstream 508, reduce your speed, follow Phenom, 2 mile final, runway 21, clear to land.
All right, well, I see the battery's at 11%, so I must bid you adieu. Thanks again to Todd for putting together this awesome event. It was spectacular. The fly-in that I'm going to put together is not going to be nearly as impressive as his event. So.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. But this is what airplanes are for, doing stuff like this. So it was fantastic.
This was cool. The community's great. It's a wonderful community, this aviation stuff. So, all right, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you on another video sometime soon. Stay humble, stay hungry, keep flying. It's a great career. We'll see you.